cover up that hole in the wall with a poster because I've got 10 trivia questions for you on the Shawshank Redemption. This is Trivia with Buds. Welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. It's me, your host, Ryan Buds. Thank you so much for checking out the show, and thanks for leaving iTunes reviews to help get more eyes and ears on this daily podcast. If you like trivia, hit subscribe and you'll never miss a new episode. There's 1,000 to listen to, and it's great for road trips. So maybe you're moving across country and you are looking for something fun to listen to, and you stumbled across this one. You searched the word trivia and you said, "Who's this?" Jagaloon. And you came across my face and you said, all right, I'll give this a try. Keep giving it a try. Hit subscribe and listen to a bunch of episodes. You can kind of skip around. If there's a topic that interests you, stop on that one and do a little verbal game against the person driving or the people in the back seat or your spouse or your partner or whatever you got going on. A lot of people tell me they listen to the show that way, and they kind of battle out loud. So that is always fun to hear. If you play or listen to the show in a unique way, let me know. Maybe you play with coworkers or on Zoom, or you listen to the episodes monthly instead of weekly or daily or whatever. Drop me a line, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Always looking to interact with fans of the show. Today's episode is all about the Shawshank Redemption. Before we get into the trivia, here's 3 little tidbits I found on the Daily Beast. A blog called 20 Things You Didn't Know About the Shawshank Redemption, just to kind of get your mind ready for the trivia. It says, number 1, in the book, Ellis Boyd Redding was a ginger-haired, middle-aged character. And Harrison Ford, Clint Eastwood, and Paul Newman were all considered for the role that eventually went to Morgan Freeman. Frank Darabont, alluded to the unusual casting choice by having Red jokingly reply to Andy's inquiry about his nickname with the line, "Maybe it's because I'm Irish." Happily, they opted to not follow the quote with audio of a studio audience laughing. I don't know what that refers to. I think that was just something the writer put in this blog. Number 2, Steven Spielberg praised Shawshank by telling Darabont that the film is a gum-chewing movie. If you step on it, it sticks to your shoe. That's interesting. And then the last thing here says, the film was adapted from Stephen King's short story, Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. The compilation also brought the Nazi-rific apt pupil and Leech-tastic the body, a.k.a. Stand By Me, to the silver screen. Rob Reiner famously directed the latter while trying and failing to do the same with Shawshank. That's interesting. Okay, 2 more things, because these are good ones too. I don't know if this next one's a good one, but it says, number 4, 2 women had speaking roles in this film. One girl complains about Brooks's skills as a grocery clerk, and another assists Andy at a bank. So there's only 2 female speaking roles in the film. That's crazy. And the last thing says, the book mentions that Andy smuggled $100 into Shawshank via his yet-to-be tapped rectum, which is how he pays Red the $10 for the rock hammer. So there you go. Some fun facts before we get into the trivia, and I think you're all warmed up, especially with that last rectum reference. So let's jump into 10 questions on everybody's favorite movie to watch on TBS in the 90s, The Shawshank Redemption. Here we go. All right, Shawshank trivia question number 1. What was Red's biggest criminal strength in the film? What was Red famous for in this film? Number one, what was Red's biggest criminal strength in the film? And question number 2, who is in the picture that motivates Andy's escape in his cell? Who is in the picture or poster that motivates Andy's escape in his cell? Question number 3, in what decade does Andy's conviction take place? In what decade does Andy's conviction take place? And number 4, what actor was mainly considered for the role of Andy before Tim Robbins, but was caught in scheduling conflicts with another major movie of 1994? Who was that major actor in another movie from 94? Question number 5, what genre of music plays over the speakers of the prison? What genre of music plays over the speakers of the prison? Number 6, in what country does Andy tell Red he dreams of living once free? And what country is that? And number 7, Andy helps Tommy pass what kind of test? Number 7, Andy helps Tommy pass what kind of test? Question number 8, who does Warden Norton quote when saying, "I am the light of the world"? Number 8, who does Warden Norton quote when saying, "I am the light of the world"? And number 9, the film was nominated for how many Academy Awards? The most ever for a Stephen King movie. The film was nominated for how many Academy Awards? And number 10, Frank Darabont, who developed this movie from King's novella, also developed what other 2 King theatrical productions? Number 10, Frank Darabont, who developed this movie from King's novella, also developed what 2 King theatrical productions? Those are all your questions for the Shawshank Redemption trivia. We'll be back in just a sound effect to see how you did. We are back with the answers to Shawshank trivia. This is every guy's favorite movie. If you ask some guy, they always go, Shawshank. I always hear that when I ask guys their favorite movies, which I do all the time, daily. Strangers. I go, what's your favorite movie? Shawshank. Not so much anymore because I don't leave the house. But when I see guys out and about, they're always yelling about Shawshank. Here's number 1. What was Red's biggest criminal strength in the film? It was smuggling. He was a smuggler. He could smuggle anything. Number 1. Number 2, who is in the picture that motivates Andy's escape in his cell? That is Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth. Number 3, in what decade does Andy's conviction take place for the murder of his wife, which he didn't do? That was the 1940s. 1940s. And number 4, what actor was mainly considered for the role of Andy before Tim Robbins? That was Tom Hanks, who was filming Forrest Gump at the time. Couldn't do it. Number 5, what genre of music plays over the speakers of the prison? That is Andy's doing, and that is opera music. Opera music. Number 6, in what country does Andy tell Red he dreams of living once free? That is Mexico. Mexico. And a long titled area that starts with a Z. I definitely do not remember. Maybe you do. Number 7, Andy helps Tommy pass what kind of test? His GED. GED. Number 8, who does Warden Norton quote when saying, "I am the light of the world"? He is quoting Jesus Christ. Number 8. Number 9, the film was nominated for how many Academy Awards? The most ever for a Stephen King movie? That is 7. And I read another fun fact that says they kept Stephen King's name off of most of the promotional materials because they didn't want people to be like, oh, it's a Stephen King movie, like it's some twisted horror, kind of more of a cult classic film. They wanted this to be like a big box office smash, which it was not. It actually lost a bunch of money. I think it made $18 million and it cost $25 million to make. Became a big hit later. And number 10, Frank Darabont, who developed the movie from King's novella, also developed what other 2 King theatrical productions? That would be The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. So Frank Darabont got Tom Hanks for that one. And The Mist with Thomas Jane. So this guy loves people named Tom. That's what we're getting to. Those are all your questions and answers. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun playing along with some Shawshank trivia. And we've got one more trivial fact for you. The fact of the day is that chewing gum after a meal reduces heartburn. You don't need to drop those Alka-Seltzer tablets in the water. Just chew some gum, and that might help you out quite a bit. Now you know. We're going to be back tomorrow with another episode, guys. I've been recording a bunch of them, stockpiling, if you will. So hopefully we can stay on track to have a new episode every day for the foreseeable future. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. We'll see you next time for more trivia with me. Cheers.